بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ السلام علیکم اسٹوڈنٹس، آج کی اس ویڈیو میں ہم انشاءاللہ کمپلیٹ ریویژن کریں گے جو SDEO پیرا کا لا کا پیپر ہونا ہے۔ اس میں کچھ دن ہی باقی ہیں، اسٹوڈنٹس کو سمپل میسیجز آنا بھی سٹارٹ ہو گئے ہیں، رول نمبر سلپس بھی اپلوڈ ہو گئی ہیں۔ تو آپ جتنے بھی ریومرز ہیں کہ پیپر لیٹ ہوگا یا نہیں ہوگا، ان چیزوں کو دماغ سے نکال دیں۔ اگر ہو بھی گیا پیپر لیٹ تو آپ کی تیاری جو ہے وہ ضائع نہیں جائے گی۔ جتنے بھی لاز ہیں ان سب کو 1 بائی 1 ریوائز کریں گے، جن میں ہمارے پاس موجود ہیں کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان، لیگل میکسمز اینڈ اسٹیچیوٹ انٹرپریٹیشن، بیسک پروسیجرل فیئرنیس اینڈ رائٹس۔ اس کے بعد کرمنل اور پروسیجرل لاز میں ہمارے پاس کوڈ آف کرمنل پروسیجر ہے 1898 CRPC۔ اس کے علاوہ پاکستان پینل کوڈ ہے 1860 PPC۔ پھر پیرا سے ریلیٹڈ کچھ لاز ہیں جن میں پنجاب انفورسمنٹ اینڈ ریگولیشن ایکٹ 2024 ہے۔ اس کے بعد دی پنجاب پرائس کنٹرول آف اسینشیل کموڈیٹیز ایکٹ 2024 ہے، دی پنجاب پریونشن آف ہورڈنگ ایکٹ 2020، دی کولونائزیشن آف گورنمنٹ لینڈز پنجاب ایکٹ 1912، دی پنجاب ٹیننسی ایکٹ 1887، پنجاب لینڈ ریونیو ایکٹ 1967 اینڈ دی پنجاب انفورسمنٹ اینڈ ریگولیٹری اتھارٹی آپریشنز اینڈ پروسیجرز رولز۔ ان سب کے جو موسٹ امپورٹنٹ MCQs ہیں ان کو 1 بائی 1 کر کے ہم ڈسکس کریں گے۔ سٹارٹ کریں گے ہم کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان سے۔ آج کی اس ویڈیو میں آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کروں گی کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان، لیگل میکسمز اینڈ اسٹیچیوٹ انٹرپریٹیشن اور بیسک پروسیجرل فیئرنیس اور رائٹس۔ 100 MCQs کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان کے ہوں گے، 100 MCQs لیگل میکسمز اور اسٹیچیوٹ انٹرپریٹیشن کے ہوں گے، اور اسی طرح 100 MCQs بیسک پروسیجرل فیئرنیس اور رائٹس کے ہوں گے۔ تو 300 MCQs آپ کے ساتھ میں آج کی اس ویڈیو میں شیئر کروں گی۔ باقی جو نیکسٹ پارٹ ہے جس میں پیرا سے ریلیٹڈ تمام ایکٹس ہیں، جن میں یہ کوڈ آف کرمنل پروسیجر ہے اور باقی کی یہ تمام ایکٹس ہیں، ان پر ریویژن کی ایک ویڈیو بنا کر وہ بھی میں آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کر دوں گی۔ سٹارٹ کرتے ہیں آج کے لیکچر کو، جس میں ہم نے کانسٹیٹیوشن سے ریلیٹڈ امپورٹنٹ MCQs کو ڈسکس کرنا ہے۔ لیٹس گیٹ اسٹارٹیڈ۔ دی کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان واز انیکٹڈ آن 12 اپریل 1973۔ پاس یہ ہوا تھا 10 اپریل کو، انیکٹ ہوا یہ 12 اپریل 1973 کو، اور پراپرلی جو امپلیمنٹ سٹارٹ کیا گیا اس کو وہ 14 اگست 1973 سے تھا۔ وچ کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان از کرنٹلی ان فورس 1973۔ ٹوٹل کتنے کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان کے؟ 3۔ 1956 ہے، 1962 اور 1973۔ جو ابھی کرنٹلی ویلڈ ہے، جو چل رہا ہے، وہ 1973 کا کانسٹیٹیوشن ہے، اور اس میں ٹوٹل 26 امینڈمنٹس ہو چکی ہیں۔ لیٹسٹ کی جو امینڈمنٹ ہے وہ 26 امینڈمنٹ ہے۔ دی 1973 کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان کنسسٹ انیشیلی آف ہاؤ مینی آرٹیکلز؟ سٹارٹ میں اس میں کتنے آرٹیکلز تھے؟ 280 آرٹیکلز تھے۔ ہاؤ مینی اسکیجولز آر دیئر ان کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان 1973؟ 7 schedules. Pakistan is declared as Islamic Republic in the 1973 Constitution. The objective resolution was passed in 1949 میں یہ پاسڈ ہوا۔ The objective resolution was made part of Constitution in 1985 میں اسے Constitution کا حصہ بنایا گیا۔ The objective resolution forms the preamble of the Constitution. Pakistan's Constitution provide for a parliamentary system of government. The head of the state in Pakistan is President and the head of the government is Prime Minister. According to the 1973 Constitution, the Parliament consists of President, Senate and National Assembly. The Senate of Pakistan represents the provinces. The National Assembly is elected for a term of 5 years. The Senate is elected for the term of 6 years. The President of Pakistan is elected for a term of 6 years. The President must be at least 40 years old. The Prime Minister must be a member of National Assembly. Who appoints the Chief Justice of Pakistan? President. Appointments سے related جو ڈیوٹیز ہیں وہ President کے پاس ہیں، جو ساری پاورز ہیں وہ President کے پاس ہیں۔ Fundamental rights in the Constitution are covered in Articles 8 to 28. The principles of policy are covered in Article 29 to 40. Who has the power to dissolve the National Assembly? President. The amendment procedure in the Constitution is provided in Article 238 to 239. The first amendment to the Constitution of 1973 was made in 1974, which amendment declared Qadianis as non-Muslim. First Amendment. The 18th Amendment was passed in 2010. The 18th Amendment abolished concurrent list. पहले 3 लिस्ट थी जिनमें एक फेडरल लिस्ट, एक प्रोविंशियल लिस्ट और कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट. तो 18th अमेंडमेंट ने अबॉलिश कर दिया कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट को. The 18th Amendment reduced President's power but by transferring authority to Prime Minister. Article 6 of the Constitution deals with high treason. Who is the custodian of the National Assembly? Speaker. The chairman of the Senate is elected for 4 years. The total members of Senate after 18th Amendment are 104. The total seats in National Assembly are 342. Seats reserved for women in National Assembly are 60. Seats reserved for non-Muslims in National Assembly are 10. Islamic provisions are included in Article 227 to 231. According to Article 227, all existing laws must conform to Quran and Sunnah. According to Article 2, the state religion of Pakistan is Islam. Which article declares sovereignty belongs to Allah? Article 2A. The Chief Election Commissioner is appointed by President. Which article deals with emergency provisions? Article 232 to 237. Which article provides for Council of Common Interest? Article 153. The Federal Shariat Court was established under Article 203. How many judges are in the Federal Shariat Court? 7 judges. Article 25 of the Constitution deals with equality of citizens. Which article ensures free and compulsory education to children from 5 to 16 years? Article 25A. The right to information is ensured under Article 19A. The official language of Pakistan is declared in the Article 251. Under Article 41, who can contest for President? Any Muslim citizen over 40 years. The Election Commission of Pakistan consists of 5 members. The Constitution of Pakistan 1973 provides for a parliamentary form of government. The 18th Amendment of the Constitution was passed in the year 2010. Under the 1973 Constitution, the Prime Minister is elected by the National Assembly. Article 6 of the Constitution deals with high treason. The Constitution of Pakistan 1973 originally contained 280 articles. The 8th Amendment in the Constitution was passed during the regime of Ziaul Haq. The seat of Supreme Court of Pakistan is in Islamabad. Article 25 of the Constitution guarantees equality of citizens. The right to fair trial is provided in the Constitution under Article 10A. Which article of the Constitution of Pakistan deals with minority rights? Article 36. The age limit for the President of Pakistan is minimum of 40 years. The Constitution of Pakistan 1973 provides for bicameral legislatures. इसमें 2 हाउसेस हैं, नेशनल असम्बली और सेनेट. अपर हाउस को हम सेनेट कहते हैं और लोअर हाउस को नेशनल असम्बली. The first amendment in the 1973 Constitution was made in the year 1974. Who is the guardian of Constitution of Pakistan? Supreme Court. Article 19 of the Constitution guarantees freedom of speech. The highest judicial authority in Pakistan is Supreme Court. The 1973 Constitution was enforced on 14th of August 1973. The power to dissolve the National Assembly was given to the President under Dash Amendment. 8th Amendment. The term of the Senator of Pakistan is 6 years. The National Economic Council (NEC) is constituted under Article 156. The Constitution of Pakistan recognizes Urdu as the national language. Article 58(2)(b), giving power to the President to dissolve the Assembly, was removed by the Dash Amendment, 13th Amendment. The age limit for becoming a senator in Pakistan is 30 years. Article 199 of the Constitution is related to writ jurisdiction of high courts. The Council of Common Interest is established under Article 153. The emergency provisions are contained in Article 232 to 37. The Prime Minister of Pakistan must be a member of National Assembly. The number of seats reserved for women in National Assembly are 60. The Shariat Court was established in the year 1979. The maximum strength of National Assembly under the 18th Amendment is 342. The Constitution of 1973 can be amended by two-thirds of majority of Parliament. Which article of the Constitution relates to National Finance Commission? 160. The Constitution of Pakistan declares that sovereignty belongs to Almighty Allah. Which article of the Constitution deals with the protection of property rights? Article 24. The oath of the President is administered by the Chief Justice of Pakistan. The Constitution provides for a caretaker government under Article 224. The highest law-making body in Pakistan is Parliament. The objective resolution was made part of Constitution under Article 2A. The number of high courts in Pakistan is 5. The principle of adult franchise for elections is given in Article 51. The Constitution declared Pakistan as Islamic Republic. Article 41 of the Constitution is related to President. The minimum age for a voter in Pakistan is 18 years. The Election Commission of Pakistan is constituted under Article 218. The provincial governors are appointed by President. The seat of Federal Shariat Court is in Islamabad. The procedure for impeachment of President is given in Article 47. The Constitution of Pakistan declares that all laws must be in conformity with injunctions of Islam. Legal maxims and statute interpretation. The maxim "Audi alteram partem" means "hear the other side." The maxim "Nemo judex in causa sua" means "no man shall be judge in his own cause." The maxim "Ignorantia juris non excusat" means ignorance of law excuses not. The maxim "Dura lex sed lex" means the law is harsh but it is law. The maxim "Fiat justitia ruat caelum" means justice must be done though the heaven falls. The maxim "Actus reus non facit reum nisi mens sit rea" means no act is punishable unless done with guilty mind. The maxim "Injuria sine damno" means legal injury without damage. The maxim "Damnum sine injuria" means damage without legal injury. The maxim "Res ipsa loquitur", the thing speaks for itself. The maxim "Ubi jus ibi remedium" means where there is right, there is remedy. The maxim "Caveat emptor" means let the buyer beware. The maxim "Lex posterior derogat priori" means later law repeals earlier law. The maxim "Lex specialis derogat legi generali" means special law overrides general law. The maxim "Expressio unius est exclusio ulterius. Expression of one excludes others. The maxim atres magis valeat quam periat means it is better for a thing to have effect than to be void. The maxim falsus in uno falsus in omnibus means false is one thing, false is everything. The maxim delegatus non potest delegare means a delegate cannot further delegate. Salus populi est suprema lex means welfare of people is the supreme law. Actus curia neminem gravabit means an act of court shall prejudice no man. Consensus ad idem means meeting of minds. Ignorantia juris non excusat means ignorance of law does not excuse. Actus reus non facit reum nisi mens sit re. An act is not guilty unless the mind is guilty. Nemo judex in causa sua means no one can be a judge in his own cause. Audi alteram partem ensures the right to be heard. Salus populi suprema lex means the welfare of the people is the supreme law. Lex posterior derogat priori means later law abrogates the earlier law. Lex specialis derogate legi generally means special law overrides general law. Lex non cogit ad impossibilia means the law does not compel the impossible. Actori incumbit onus probendi. The burden of proof lies on the plaintiff. The maxim res ispa loquitur means the thing speaks for itself. Expressio unius est exclusio ulterius means the expression of one is the exclusion of another. Consensus ad idem means agreement of minds. Volenti non fit injuria means no injury is done to a willing person. Ubi jus ibi remedium means where there is a right, there is a remedy. Nemo dat quod non habet means no one can give what he does not have. Cavit emptor means let the buyer beware. In pari delicto potior est conditio defendentis means where both parties are equally at fault, the defendant's position is stronger. Delegatus non protest delegare means a delegate cannot further delegate. Falsus in uno falsus is omnibus means false is one thing, false in all. Actus curia neminem gravabit means the act of the court shall prejudice no man. Cui facit per alium facit per se means he who acts through another acts himself. Generalia specialibus non derogant means general provisions do not derogate from special ones. Interest republica ut sit finis litium means it is the state's interest that there be an end to litigation. Nemo debet bis vixari pro idem causa means no one should be vexed twice for the same cause. Acta exteriora indicant interiora secreta means external acts show internal secrets. Lex prospicit non respicit means law looks forward, not backward. Dura lex sed lex means the law is harsh, but it is the law. Fiat justitia ruet caelum means let justice be done through the heavens fall. Noscitur a sociis means a word is known by the company it keeps. Aegistum generis means of the same kind. Contemporanea expositio est optima et fortissima in lege means the best way to interpret a document is the one contemporaneous with its making. Atrus magis valeat quam periat means it is better for a thing to have effect than be void. Lex non scripta refers to unwritten law. Ex turpi causa non oritur actio means no action arises from an immortal cause. Nemo potest esse simul actor et judex means no one can be both plaintiff and judge. Injuria sine damno means legal injury without actual damage. Damnum sine injuria means damage without legal injury. De minimis non curat lex means the law does not concern itself with trifles. Ignorantia facti excusat means ignorance of fact excuses. Ratio decidendi means reason for the decision. Obiter dicta means statement not essential to the decision. Per incuriam means a decision given in ignorance of law. Stare decisis means to stand by things decided. Casus omissus means a case omitted by the legislature. Mischief rule in statute interpretation focuses on suppressing the mischief of the statute intends to remedy. Golden rule of interpretation allows departure from literal meaning to avoid absurdity. Literal rule of interpretation means giving words their ordinary meaning. Purposive interpretation means interpreting law according to its purpose. Maxwell's principle of interpretation emphasizes reasonableness and consistency. Hayden's rule was laid down in case of Hayden's case 1584. E justum generis applies when general words follow specific words. Expressio unius est exclusio alterius is used in interpretation to mean mention of one excludes others. Interpretation ex viceribus actus means statute must be read as a whole. Marginal notes in statutes are not part of the statute but may aid interpretation. Preamble of statute is used to understand legislative intent. Schedules attached to statutes are integral part of statute. Proviso in the statute is meant to qualify or restrict the main provision. Saving clause in statutes is meant to preserve certain rights or provisions. Interpretation clause in statutes is meant to define terms used in the act. Legal fiction means assumption of fact made by law for convenience. Presumption against retrospectivity means laws are not interpreted to apply backwards unless stated. Mandatory provision in statutes means must be strictly followed. Directory provision in statutes means non-compliance does not invalidate action. Legal maxims are established principles or propositions of law. Internal aids to interpretation include preamble, marginal notes, schedules. External aids to interpretation includes historical backgrounds, debates, dictionaries. Beneficial construction means interpreting statute to promote remedy intended. Penal statutes are generally interpreted strictly. Remedial statutes are interpreted liberally. Substantive law refers to rights and duties of individuals. Procedural laws refers to methods of enforcing rights. Interpretation consistent with Constitution means statutes must be interpreted to uphold constitutional validity. Strict construction is applied in taxing and penal statutes. Presumption of constitutionality means courts presume statutes are constitutional unless proven otherwise. Statutory interpretation is the process of determining meaning of legislation. Colorable legislation means law made indirectly in an area where legislature has no power. Harmonious construction means interpreting provisions to avoid conflict. Constitutional supremacy in interpretation means constitutional prevails over statutes. Legal certainty requires law to be clear and predictable. Doctrine of severability in statute interpretation means invalid part of law can be severed without affecting valid parts. नेक्स्ट पार्ट है बेसिक प्रोसीजरल फेयरनेस एंड राइट्स। इससे रिलेटेड अब 100 MCQs को हम पढ़ेंगे। फर्स्ट वन है द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस प्राइमरीली इंश्योर्स प्रोसीजरल फेयरनेस। ऑडी अल्टेराम पार्टिम मीन्स नो मैन शैल बी कंडेम्ड अनहर्ड। Nemo judex in causa sua means no one should be a judge in his own cause. Procedural fairness in legal proceedings requires fair hearing and impartial decision maker. The right to be heard is also known as odi alteram partem. The right to a fair trial is guaranteed under Article 10A of the Constitution of Pakistan, which writ is issued to ensure personal liberty habeas corpus. The principle of bias is covered under Nemo judex in causa sua, which principle ensures no punishment without law. Nullum crimen sine lege. Nullum crimen sine lege. The right to counsel in criminal trials is part of due process rights. The principle of due process of law ensures legal proceedings must follow established rules. The doctrine of proportionality is linked with fairness and justice. A decision made without giving opportunity to be heard is void. The writ of mandamus is issued to compel public authority to perform duty. Which article of the Constitution of Pakistan secures due process? Article 4. The principle that justice should not only be done but also be seen to be done is related to procedural fairness. Nemo debet bis vixari means no one should be tried twice for the same offence. Right to speedy trial falls under procedural fairness. Which writ is issued to restrain excess jurisdiction of lower courts? Prohibition. The principle of rule against bias applies to judges and decision makers. A hearing conducted in absence of affected party violates natural justice. The presumption of innocence is the part of right to fair trial. Fiat justitia ruet caelum means let justice be done through the heavens fall. The right to cross-examine witnesses is part of procedural fairness. The maxim actus curiae neminem gravabit means an act of court shall prejudice no one. Procedural fairness is also known as natural justice. Which writ challenges illegal detention by executive authority habeas corpus. Equality of arms in a trial means both parties must have fair opportunities. Denial of procedural fairness results in invalidity of decision. Which article guarantees fair trial as a fundamental right in Pakistan? Article 10A. Which principle Which principle ensures that no person is punished without a fair trial? Nemo judex in causa sua. Odi alteram partem. The right, the right to cross-examine witnesses is the part of which legal principle? Fair hearing. The right against double jeopardy means no one can be punished twice for the same offense. The right to legal representation is a part of procedural fairness. The principle justice should not only be done but should manifestly be seen to be done relates to natural justice. Which article of the Constitution of Pakistan guarantees the right to fair trial? Article 10A. Right to be heard before an adverse decision is an essential part of Odi alteram partem. Habeas corpus writ protects protection from unlawful detention. The principle of nemo judex in causa sua means no one can be a judge in his own cause. Which legal principle prohibits bias in decision making? Nemo judex in causa sua. Right to speedy trial is considered part of procedural fairness. The principle of presumption of innocence ensures every accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Which of the following is a safeguard against arbitrary detention? Habeas corpus. Double jeopardy is prohibited under which article of Pakistan's constitution? Article 13. The right to legal aid for the poor falls under procedural fairness. The maxim odi alteram partem applies when a person is denied a chance to present his case, which is not a principle of natural justice. Res judicata. Which principle restricts authorities from acting arbitrarily? Rule of law. The writ of mandamus ensures a public authority perform its duty. The maxim fiat justitia ruat caelum means let justice be done though the heavens fall. Right to be defended by a counsel of choice is a part of fair trial rights. The principle of open justice ensures public has access to courts. The writ of certiorari is used to quash illegal orders of inferior courts. The principle of proportionality applies to administrative fairness. Which article of the Constitution ensures protection against retrospective punishment? Article 12. The principle of locus standi refers to right to approach court. Which right is violated when a trial is unreasonably delayed? Right to speedy trial. The principle of equality of arms ensures both parties in a trial have equal opportunity. Right to silence means accused cannot be compelled to self-incriminate. Which legal maxim ensures that ignorance of law is no excuse? Ignorantia juris non excusat. The right to bail is associated with protection of liberty. The principle of ultra vires refers to beyond the powers of authority. The right to no charges before trial falls under right to fair trial. Which writ is filed to restrain unlawful occupation of office? Quo warranto. The principle actus curiae neminem gravabit means an act of court shall be prejudice no one. Right to protection from torture is provided under Article 14. The principle of non-retroactivity of criminal law means no law can punish an act done before its enactment. Right to appeal is part of procedural fairness. Ex post facto law refers to a law made after the act was committed. The principle justice delayed is justice denied refers to speedy trial. which maxim emphasizes that no person should suffer without being heard, audi alteram partem. The writ of prohibition is issued to prevent inferior courts from exceeding jurisdiction. The principle of natural justice is mainly concerned with fair hearing and absence of bias. Right to privacy is protected under Article 14, which principle ensures that punishment must fit the crime. Proportionality. The maxim ubi jus ibi remedium means where there is a right, there is a remedy. Right to equality before law is guaranteed under Article 25. The maxim actori incumbit onus probendi means the burden of proof lies on the plaintiff. Right to information is enshrined in Article 19A. The principle of judicial impartiality relates to nemo judex in causa sua. The right to dignity is guaranteed under Article 14, which legal principle prevents re-litigation of the same matter. Res judicata. The principle delegatus non protest delegere means a delegate cannot further delegate. The principle of substantive due process relates to fairness and laws themselves. The maxim volenti non fit injuria means to one who consents no harm is done. No harm is done. Right to equality of citizens before public employment is guaranteed under Article 27, which principle bars a person from denying what he previously stated. Estoppel. The maxim he who comes to equity must come with clean hands refers to equity jurisdiction. Which article of the Constitution protects freedom of speech? Article 19. The writ of habeas corpus is Latin for you may have the body. The maxim consensus facit legem means agreement makes the law. Which principle ensures right to compensation for violation of rights? Ubi jus ibi remedium. Which right protects individuals from arbitrary arrest? Habeas corpus. The principle of reasoned decision ensures judges must be given reasons for judgments. The principle he who seeks equity must do equity applies to equitable remedies. Right to fair compensation in case of property acquisition is under Article 24. The maxim innocent until proven guilty is part of criminal justice system. The right to education is provided under Article 25A. The principle of equality before law is part of rule of law. The maxim ex turpi causa non oritur actio means no action arises from immortal cause. आज की इस वीडियो में हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान 1973 से रिलेटेड जितने भी इम्पोर्टेंट MCQs थे उन सब को हमने रिवाइज़ किया है। वीडियो के नेक्स्ट पार्ट में हम पीरा से रिलेटेड जितने भी एक्ट्स हैं उन सब को एक ही वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे, रिवीजन करेंगे, क्योंकि अब टाइम कम रह गया है। एक एक एक्ट पर मैं अलग से वीडियो नहीं बनाऊंगी, बल्कि एक ही वीडियो में तमाम एक्ट्स की रिवीजन करेंगे। हर एक्ट से रिलेटेड इम्पोर्टेंट 100 MCQs आपके साथ शेयर किए जाएंगे, जो इंशाल्लाह आने वाले एग्ज़ाम में आपको बहुत हेल्प करेगा। चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके साथ में मौजूद बेल आइकन को प्रेस कर दें ताकि आपको आने वाली वीडियोज़ की नोटिफिकेशन मिलते रहें। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग। अल्लाह हाफिज़।